This movie was over the top. It was ridiculous. Nobody should take it seriously. And I absolutely loved it. And welcome to my safe haven, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me and clicking on another review here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel, clicking on a festive review here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. If this is your first time checking me out, let me introduce myself. Hey, how's it going? My name is Michael. I call myself the Black Gay Comic Geek, and I always say the things that I love to talk about on my channel has a combination of blood, sex, gore, and magic, or any variation of the force. I like to talk superheroes. I like to talk video games, action movies, comic books, sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and of course, I like to talk about black representation and queer representation. So if that's something that you are interested in, do me a favor, become a regular here on the channel. Check out the other videos on my channel. Watch, like, share, comment, interact on these videos, as I like to say, for the all gay rhythm. So yeah, do me a favor, hit the like button. Like I said, it'll help with the YouTube algorithm. Hopefully I'm interesting enough that you watch the video towards the end and share the channel, share it with other people. Let them know that there's a black queer man reviewing nerd content. There definitely needs to be more of us in this nerd space. So yeah, share the channel, become a regular. And so yeah, guys, also, I would like to once again thank you, because I said before in another video, but I'm gonna say it again. Thank you so much for allowing me to reach another milestone on this channel of passing over 7,000 subscribers. Not just hitting 7,000 subscribers, but now I'm a little over 7,000 subscribers. So thank you. And it is because of you guys that I've been getting a lot of opportunities, especially this year alone. And one of those opportunities is I actually got to see, thanks to Universal Pictures, I got to see an early screening for their latest movie starring David Harbour called Violent Night. And Violent Night tells the tale of an elite team of mercenaries breaks into a family compound on Christmas Eve, taking everyone hostage inside. However, they aren't prepared for a surprise combatant. Santa Claus is on the grounds, and he's about to show why this Nick is no saint. And obviously this is going to be a non-spoiler review because the movie isn't out yet. But before I get into that, this video is sponsored by Movie Palette. With the holidays right around the corner, and of course if you're on my channel, that means you're a movie fan. What better way to celebrate the holidays and with decorations and things going on than to decorate your house with a movie palette? And for those of you that don't know, Movie Palette takes the prominent colors from every single scene and puts them on a canvas. And so you can get movie palettes from all your favorite movies, Star Wars, A New Hope. You got Avengers Endgame down here. I even have one myself with this year's 2022 Batman with Robert Pattinson. You can even get Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And as you can see, the palettes come in different sizes depending on your space. And you can put them in your living room, your bedroom, wherever it is you see fit. And so if you're interested in getting yourself a movie palette, which I hope you are, use the code ComicGeek15 to save 15% off. Once again, that is ComicGeek15 to save 15% off. And I would like to once again thank Movie Palette for sponsoring this video. And so yeah, getting back into Violent Night. Like this movie, like, who would have thought with the premise of this movie that a movie like this would even exist? Like this movie is like John Wick meets the Santa Claus. And that's actually such an appropriate comparison because one of the producers on this movie, David Leitch, is actually one of the directors of the first John Wick movie. And with this movie starring David Harbour is not playing somebody that's just dressing as Santa Claus to make a living, or somebody pretending to be Santa Claus, or somebody mistaken for Santa Claus. No, he is the actual magical ho 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 Merry Christmas flying reindeer working with elves Santa Claus. And I was not expecting to enjoy this movie as much as I did. Like what I said in the beginning of this review, I always say the things that I love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, gore, and magic. And while there was no sex in this movie, it was definitely blood, gore, and magic. Like this movie was bloody as hell, it was gory as hell, and of course with it being the actual Santa Claus, there was magic in this movie. And obviously just because something has blood, sex, gore, and magic doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna enjoy it, because there are plenty of movies that have all four of them and I thought they were absolutely terrible. I can't really think of any off the top of my head, but give me some time. But like, I also thought the movie was funny. There were definitely moments of laughter, and like, this movie did a great job of, obviously with the premise, it knew it couldn't take itself seriously. Like, the movie knew that it was taking the piss more or less out of the traditional Christmas movies. And so it wasn't taking itself seriously. And you could tell that the actors, the writers, directors, everybody involved in this movie had a lot of fun. And part of that fun and hilarity was moments where you see, because obviously the movie is called Violent Night, you see David Harbour enacting a lot of gruesome, violent action scenes in this movie, but then it's interspersed with like the holly jolly Christmas music playing in the background as the score and soundtrack of the movie. And it just made it that much more fun, where you're seeing people getting their heads chopped off, and it's like Christmas cheer, jingle bells is playing in the background. And with this movie being a Christmas movie, there's definitely some homages to some of the most famous Christmas movies, like specifically Home Alone. And this movie proves to me, or shows to me, because with it being called Violent Night, that's really all I'm gonna say. But I'm just like, oh, I want a Violent Night version of Home Alone, because this is the Home Alone sequel that I never thought I needed or never knew I wanted. And so with that said, getting into David Harbour's version of Santa, like after this movie, he is my version of Santa. And obviously, of course, when you think about a lot of the roles that David Harbour plays, he plays the more grumpy, reluctant hero individual. When you think about his character in Stranger Things, Hopper, you think about his character as Red Guardian and Black Widow, and now you have him as Santa Claus. And his version of Santa Claus, I mean, he's been alive for thousands of years, doing the same thing over and over and over again every year as Santa Claus. And as the years have gone on and as technology has advanced, he started to become more disgruntled as Santa and doesn't find the ho, 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 holly jolly joy in his job, especially as more kids, he's saying kids are becoming more entitled. All they want is what they can get as opposed to what they can give, which is not really the spirit of Christmas. And so the movie starts with him in a more depressive state. And it's a version or a type of Santa Claus that you've never really seen Santa in this state before. And I like seeing this different take on Santa Claus. And not only just that, but like, even despite this movie being rated R and it being essentially mostly an action movie, it still doesn't forget at the end of the day, it's still a Christmas movie. So you still have the traditional Christmas themes and Christmas anthems and Christmas message that happens essentially at the end of this movie. And so with that said, like, yes, for the most part, like, even though I did enjoy this movie, were the characters a little thin? They absolutely were. Was the villain a little thin? Played by John Leguizamo? Yeah, John Leguizamo did his job as an actor, but in terms of the writing, it was pretty thin. It was a lot of the themes and moments in this movie were very predictable, but I thought the movie was fun overall. And honestly, I would love to see, because of what they did and the story that they injected with Santa Claus and a little bit of backstory that we got from Santa Claus, I would honestly love to see a Violent Night prequel with David Harbour. How did he become Santa Claus? What was his life before? Because we got to see a little bit of that, his life before he became Santa Claus. I would like to see more of that. How did he become Santa Claus and all of that stuff before we got to this point in Violent Night? So for me, I would definitely recommend Violent Night. Overall, I would say for me, Violent Night is a solid hit. But the question is not, did you see Violent Night? Because it's not out yet, but were you interested in seeing Violent Night? Was it on your radar? Are you more interested now after this review? Are you still just like, I'm not interested? Or are you just gonna wait till it hits streaming? All responses are valid. Hit me up in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Also, once again, if you can, hit that like button and like this video to really help with the YouTube algorithm, getting this video on my channel out there so I can continue to grow. Hit 8,000 subscribers, 9,000 subscribers. Because I said I want to get to the point where I'm just like, it's over 9,000! And then eventually 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, all of it. So with that said, tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos, please check out the other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe for more and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.